Good morning. Welcome to the Skin Podcast. It's Kelly Kattesh back again at Performance Medicine. We have a very special guest with us today. Miss Brittany, you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on with you? What you're passionate about? Tell us about Brittany.
Hi there. This will be my first time introducing myself. I'm Brittany. I'm one of the newer providers here. I was in podiatry for 7 years before moving to performance medicine. So this has been kind of a great eye-opening new opportunity for me, and I'm really loving it so far. And one of the things that I've been passionate about my whole life is weight loss and is kind of optimizing health. And that's because personally, that's something that I've struggled with, and personally, I've seen other people struggle with it. And so one of the things I've loved is getting to help people with that, since starting here.
And we have a lot of options available here. What are some of the trends that you're seeing right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So, there are things kind of on a spectrum that we offer. On one end, we've got our nutrition, our exercise counseling. We've got a fantastic nutritionist on board that can help with that. We also have things like our HCCG diet, our kind of in-body scanner that can help with focusing on muscles and
I love that in-body scan helps us be strategic and exactly how we
absolutely kind of focusing on where we want to kind of target our weight loss. But one of the big things, or one of the biggest things that we're doing a lot of right now, are our GLP-1 and our GIP medications. And those are going to be our things like our Ozempic, our Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy. Those may be things that people have heard of.
Those are words I know.
Yep,
yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And those are medications that not only are we getting started people on, but they're doing fantastic with it. I mean, we're seeing a lot of good results, a lot of good, improvement, a lot of weight loss, and people that are able to maintain that weight loss. One of the things that, I feel like we address with patients when we see them and when we start them on these medicines are certain side effects. And those can be gut side effects. A lot of people will have some nausea, will have diarrhea, constipation with it. But one of the side effects that I feel like, or one kind of class of side effects I feel like we don't really address are the skin changes that people sometimes see with significant weight loss.
Absolutely. We're starting to hear that on our end as well, on the aesthetic side a lot.
And that can be true with these medicines, but also just with weight loss in general. And so, we're integrative health for functional medicine. We want to be able to kind of not only address one aspect of someone's life, but every aspect of it. And so that's where our aesthetics department can come in and kind of pick up, where that weight loss is left.
Yeah, I think it's a conversation that needs to happen more on the front end going forward, now that we've kind of been in this holding pattern with because it's a pretty rapid weight loss, right? And I think therein lies a lot of the skin issues, because
absolutely. It's kind of steady, sustained weight loss, but can be very rapid for a lot of people.
And I think the more damaged, let's say, the more damaged, the more aged, or the more sun damage someone's skin has, those are the people that are going to be the most susceptible to. And what we're talking about is laxity, where the skin is not snapping back as quickly as the weight is being lost.
Absolutely. So you get this kind of volume loss already from where you're losing fat, but then also you're getting this kind of sagging where your skin doesn't have that same elasticity that it used to be able to rebound.
Absolutely. So I definitely have some aesthetic options, but I think there are also a number of different categories that we could maybe talk about with patients.
Absolutely.
I feel like I know I've been on a personal journey with trying to increase muscle mass by increasing protein. I've talked to Lucas, our nutritionist, who you mentioned, and I think that maintaining a high level of protein, I feel like that's easy to drop off. Is that right?
Yeah, and
if you're cutting the amount of calories that you're having.
Absolutely. The way that these medications work is that they increase our satiety kind of hormones in a way that makes us eat less and eat less often. And because of that, some people just don't really eat much on these medicines. And the key there, and what you're talking about, I think, is that we need to make sure that we're what we are eating is healthy. We're maintaining our protein intake, because that's good for our skin. And that's good for our health.
Collagen and elastin are both proteins, and that people forget that it's not just your biceps and your quadriceps or your glutes. It's the skin is also a muscle, an organ in itself. So,
absolutely.
And also, I also take and recommend to a lot of our clients collagen powder, internal, which is basically hydrolyzed collagen. It's not actually collagen. It's amino acids, amino acid profile. So I think anything that we can do to continue to feed the skin and is that something that you all are recommending?
And so honestly, and I'm one of the newer providers here. That's not something that I have been at this point, but something that we really should be, because I mentioned skin laxity after weight loss, but really during the process of weight loss is when we kind of need to stay on top of these things. And
that is the point I would like to make too. I think on the front end, if we could have these conversations and let people know. Okay.
Absolutely.
What else did I have on my mind? There are some topical things that I would think would help people at home. We also have in-office treatments that we would, and maybe it's part of the initial consultation process with these types of patients. But there are things. I think it's important to not wait until the problem is so bad that it's really bothering you.
Right.
And we have some in-office treatments. RF microneedling is fantastic for that. Trying to stay ahead of it. It's just a good general treatment and good thing to kind of keep on your radar in general, even if you aren't experiencing a lot of laxity.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Then we also have some muscle stimulation type treatments to help build muscle volume in place of the fat that's being lost, especially in like the glutes. I know people are having some laxity on their knees from loss of volume in their thighs and things like that.
We have seen that there are certain places that tend to show it more. I've kind of talked about the face, neck,
yes.
Absolutely face. Knees are a lesser kind of. You don't think about that as much, but that absolutely is somewhere where you can see it.
And people are excited to show off their new body. And in the summer, it's this, the weather warms up and it's probably really disheartening for people. We want to give them as many tools as we can to help them feel successful with these changes that they've made.
Absolutely. And I think that, part of the reason we're having this conversation, and like I said, with me being one of the newer providers, is how can we kind of integrate this from start to finish? These initial consultation visits that we have, where we are putting someone on a weight loss medicine, but also kind of thinking about the ramifications of what significant weight loss can be for someone.
Yeah.
And mostly they're positive. We're going to see improvement in health. We're going to see just generally, that person feel better, look better, do better in general, but also there are some kind of negative side effects sometimes.
I think we have options for that.
And we do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And from start to finish, kind of getting those on board, it's important.
I think we should work together and let's set people up for success.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a big journey and they need all the choices they can have.
It really is. And what's cool is having it, especially here in Johnson City, under one roof, where we have nutrition counseling, we have, our providers here working with patients. And then we also have the aesthetics department that can do those procedures, the microneedling and other procedures, just to get things back on board.
And I love bouncing ideas off my peers too. It's great.
Definitely. And like I said, this is something that is great for us and that we're all working toward kind of integrating into what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks for joining us today on the Skin Podcast.
Thank you so much.
Hope to have you back again.
Yes.
All right, let's get back to work, okay?
Absolutely.
Right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey guys, I just wanted to jump on real quick and summarize kind of some of the things that I took away from what Brittany said. Let's catch this on the front end. We have some strategies, we have some hot tips. Here's what you need to do. First of all, we need to keep our protein levels high. We're not slacking on the nutrition. Even though we're cutting calories, we got to keep our protein levels high. We have to maintain muscle mass. That's key. Skin is also a muscle. It's made up of protein. So don't skimp on that. Supplementation. Let's make sure we're working with your provider, working with as well as a nutritionist. Let's make sure we have our supplement game on point. Let's get some collagen. It's easy. We put it in our coffee. We're done. We're off and running every day. Let's see. What else? We got to maintain our muscle mass. We can do that by exercising at home. Hopefully you're doing that normally, regularly. I know sometimes we miss a beat or sometimes we want to get ahead of the game. If that's the situation that you find yourself in right now, we have some in-office treatments to build muscle mass. Let's see. We also want to make sure we are on game with our topicals. There are things that you can buy and use at home while you're on your weight loss journey to maintain the integrity of the skin. Healthy skin is easier to fix and snaps back a lot quicker than skin that is neglected. Try to stay out of the sun. I know Skinny bodies look better when they're tan, but don't be tempted. And finally, either choose to do in-office treatments while you're on your weight loss journey, or you can kind of package a series of those at the end. Make sure you come in for a consultation on the front end of your weight loss journey. Don't wait until it's too late. These things are happening to people, and we don't want it to catch you by surprise. Good luck, congratulations, and we'll see you next time. Bye.